Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the July 1st, 2026 meeting of the Daytona Beach City Commission. We're happy and delighted to have each of you with us. Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call?
Commissioner Henry.
Present.
Commissioner Reed.
Present.
Commissioner Paris.
Here.
Commissioner Strickland.
Here.
Commissioner May.
Here.
Commissioner Cantu.
Here.
Mayor Derek L. Henry.
Here.
Okay. Well,
You need to
thank
prove
you.
their attendance remotely.
I move to approve the remote attendance of both Commissioners Paris and Commissioner Cantu.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0.
okay, we're going to move on to item number 4, which is approval of the minutes of the June 3rd, 2026 City Commission meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0. 7-0. That's right. We'll now move on to our agenda approval. If there are any changes, our city manager will address them.
Yes, Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, we have one change. Add to item 8G, zone support funds to the consent agenda. $1,000 from Commissioner May to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Astra Space Workshop.
I move that we accept the agenda with the said changes.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, we're going to move on to item number 6, which is our presentations tonight. Our first presentation is a proclamation for Daytona Brewery, LLC.
It's nice to come up here not asking for anything.
You just sent it in an email.
Great place, thank you guys. Long time.
Good to see you. Appreciate y'all. Welcome. Welcome.
Renee,
Yep, Renee.
Harris, Cliff,
Welcome, gentlemen.
all members of our management team.
All right, well, this is one of those moments when it's a great moment. And it is an understatement. I was talking with my predecessor the other day, Glenn Ritchie, and somehow your name just came up, both of you. And I think we were really talking about how people pass the torch and how he was discussing, even at his age, how he works, every day. And so somehow your name came up as one of those people that still has to, be involved in making things happen. And,
Well, it comes down to this. My wife said to me, I married you for better or for worse, but not for lunch. So you tell that son of yours you're going to work every day.
Yeah.
So I
So you still go to work every
day.
day. And of course came to you as well, discussing how well you've done. And I think the proclamation illustrates all of that. But we're fortunate in Daytona Beach to have you and your company. And so this proclamation reads, 150th anniversary. Whereas the year 2026 marks the historic 150th anniversary of both Budweiser and the city of Daytona Beach, uniting them in a shared celebration of 150 years of progress, local pride, and community connection. Since 1876, and whereas Kevin Bowler founded Daytona Beverages in 1995, bringing with him 26 years of Anheuser-Busch corporate expertise from St. Louis to establish a lasting local partnership. And whereas his son Chris Bowler joined the business in 2004, later becoming president and modernizing local logistics while growing annual revenue from $45 million to over $117 million. And whereas the Bowler family invested in Daytona Beach by building their corporate headquarters at 2275 Mason Avenue. This major facility created numerous local jobs and boosts the city's economy through steady corporate tax contributions. And whereas the Bowlers remain deeply committed to our city, dedicating time and funds to civic boards, local colleges, nonprofits, and major community events including NASCAR Bike Week, Jeep Beach, Welcome to Rockville, City's Band Shell Concert Series, Boys and Girls Club. Can't forget them. They're not written, but I have to state them. It's my favorite.
Father Lopez?
Father Lopez. Whereas Budweiser stands as a longtime local favorite beer celebrated across generations in our community. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Derrick Henry of the city of Daytona Beach, Florida, do hereby officially recognize and celebrate the dual milestones of our historic city and the legendary Budweiser brand, and extend the city's deepest gratitude to the Bowler family for their decades of service and dedication to the people of Daytona Beach. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Daytona Beach to be affixed this 30th day of June, 2026. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Let's get a photo.
We go back long this way, don't we?
Yes, we do.
I was 6'6" when I met Derek.
Mayor. Yep.
Here.
Right, and in 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Thanks so much.
There we go. Uh-oh, there's the real boss.
That's the boss lady.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead. This is
I'm going to say one thing. Go USA. Win tonight.
Amen. Amen. I love that. That's right. That's right.
All right, one more time with the sign, and in 3, 2, 1. Perfect, thanks so much.
Mrs.
Thank you, everyone. Let's get a cup of coffee. Good deal?
Okay.
Baby.
Okay. Go ahead.
Xavier, stay. Stay. Stay.
Remain.
We've added another proclamation to this evening, so this is for honoring Terrence T.A. Anthony. And yeah, if you'll come forward.
Well, I haven't known this guy for 150 years, but I have known him for about 45 years. We first met when I think I was in 8th grade or 7th grade, and he was in 8th grade, and my dad coached us. And he is being recognized tonight as really a legend and a community hero. And this is a resolution honoring him, Terrence T.A. Anthony, on the occasion of his recognition as Florida. I said Florida, I didn't say Daytona Beach, I didn't say Volusia County. He has been recognized as the Florida Male Educator of the Year. Now, I have had the pleasure of not only knowing him, but of being his friend. You know, being there to help him get dressed when he got married. And he truly did marry up and married well, way outside of his league. Whereas the city of Daytona Beach proudly recognizes Terrence, and he's affectionately known as T.A. Anthony. And for me, T.A. always meant terrific athlete. A distinguished educator, coach, mentor, and leader whose lifelong commitment to young people has positively impacted countless students, athletes, and families throughout our community. Whereas a proud 1986 graduate of Mainland High School, Terrence Anthony established himself as one of the school's greatest student athletes by setting records in football, track and field, and serving as captain of the basketball team, earning recognition as the Volusia County Athlete of the Year. That year, we won the regional championship, and I hit the game-winning shot. But the coach gave T.A. the game ball. And he gave him the game ball because he did all of the intangibles. He got the rebound that got me the shot. Then he got the rebound that sealed the game. And that's really what his life is about. And I will get back to the proclamation. It's about being intangible. It's not really about being in front of people or being acknowledged for what he's done. He's like the glue in everything that he does. Every relationship, every partnership, every coaching staff, every classroom. He doesn't have to talk. He just has to make sure that everything works together for the good of the cause or the purpose that he's working with. Whereas following an outstanding collegiate football career at Florida State and the achievement of playing professionally in the National Football League, Terrence Anthony chose to return home to Daytona Beach to invest his talents in the next generation. Whereas for more than 30 years, Terrence Anthony has faithfully served his alma mater as teacher, coach, mentor, athletic director, leading boys and girls basketball teams, football teams, boys and girls, track and field, boys and girls, while inspiring excellence both on and off the field of competition. Whereas his leadership has always reflected the belief that the true measure of success is not simply victories and championships. And he has been a part of at least 5 state championships that I think I can think of, an intimate part of them, and numerous county, district, regional championships. But the lives transformed through discipline, character, education, teamwork, and opportunity. Whereas in recognition of his extraordinary dedication to students and school athletics, Terrence Anthony was honored by the Florida High School Athletic Association with its prestigious 2026 Flashy Award as Florida Male Educator of the Year, one of the highest honors bestowed upon an educational leader in school athletics. And whereas this distinguished recognition reflects not only his remarkable professional accomplishments, but also his unwavering commitment to mentoring young people and strengthening the fabric of the Daytona Beach community. Now, therefore, I, Derek L. Henry, Mayor of the City of Daytona Beach, on behalf of the City Commission and the citizens of our great city, do hereby recognize and honor Terrence T.A. Anthony for his legendary service to Mainland High School, his extraordinary commitment to education, athletics, and mentorship, and his lasting impact on generations of students whose lives have been forever changed through his leadership. I further proclaim this day as Terrence T.A. Anthony Day in the city of Daytona Beach, and I encourage all residents to join in celebrating a hometown hero whose life's work exemplifies excellence, service, integrity, and an unwavering belief in the potential of every young person. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Daytona Beach to be affixed this first day of July 2026. Derrick Henry, Mayor. Now, I do want to add this. One of the reasons that he was the winner of this award was because people recognize how difficult it is to serve in some schools. And Mainland High School it's a jewel of a school, but it has challenges that other schools just don't have. And so some of you, we get begrudged because from this commission, we've given a lot of money to Mainland High School over the years. I don't hide from that. I don't hide from it for a minute because I worked there for 20 years and I know the challenge of it. And so I don't hide from it. I stand proudly behind it, and I stand proudly behind this moment because I worked hand in hand with this guy, shoulder to shoulder, in the trenches. I was liberated from that work to go to other spaces to work, but he stayed in the vineyard and he's continued to be there for over 30 years. And that's really why they know what type of work that he has to do, that it's just grinding work day after day. It's rewarding. It's very rewarding. And so last week, we sent, on behalf of this commission, a $25,000 check to the athletics department because we know how hard it is for them to do the work that they do. Other schools, they go to businesses and it's easy for them to get money. It's a lot easier. He has a hell of a tough job sending kids to championships, tournaments. It's just really difficult. But I also want to say this. He's not just a coach. He's committed to the school itself, and that school is very important to the fabric of this community, not simply because it's a place of great pride and extraordinary vigor and energy and just a place where people leave it feeling better about themselves. But it's also important because that school has been in existence. It's one of the few schools in America to have 3 Blue Ribbon Awards. Those Blue Ribbon days were gone for a long time. The school mired between being just a C school. But I also want to announce that today in the newspaper, for the second year in a row, the school is an A school. 2 times in a row. It had never been an A school before. They had school grades 2 years in a row, and that's largely because the student athletes, they do better than the normal athlete because athletics are important. They do something for kids. You can hold them accountable, you can push them, and they perform better. So I always tell people, I don't care what your kid does, have them do something. A sport, be engaged in the band, be engaged in something, because those are the things that keep kids propped up and push them to their destiny. So in addition to all of that proclamation, which we'll get you a copy of that, don't do this often, but you deserve this. I know what you do. This is a key to the city. You are a hometown hero, born and bred. You were born and bred in this town. So you just took everything that you've had and just poured it back over and over, and you have never complained. Proud of you, and we're honored to have you. Thank you. All right, God bless you. Oh, right here too. All right, appreciate you all.
Okay. We're going to move on to our next presentation. Item 6B, Richard Lovett, Volusia Flagler Association of Code Enforcement, President on behalf of the Florida Association of Code Enforcement, presenting the Joseph V. Husky Officer of the Year Award. And can we have Mr. Denzel Sykes come to the podium, please?
There's Denzel. So before I go on, and I would like to read what I read when I surprised Denzel with his award. It's a very high honor for our association. So this award represents the very best of our profession, and you embody those qualities. It was created to recognize. So Denzel was recognized as for the Joseph E. Husky Officer of the Year Award. We are a professional organization of over 2,800 members, and his nomination was the one that was chosen. So y'all, the commission was presented with a copy of the nomination that I proudly wrote for Denzel, because it's been an honor working beside you on several committees and several associations. So this was the speech that I introduced and surprised him with, and I kept telling him, the only thing I know you're not coming to the conference, but I need you there Wednesday morning. I go, I just need your help, please be there. And he's like, yeah, I'll be there, no matter what. He was, and I got to surprise him. So it was my honor to introduce this year's Joseph E. Husky Officer of the Year Award recipient, Denzel Sykes of the city of Daytona Beach. Mr. Sykes exemplifies the highest standards of the code enforcement profession through his leadership, professionalism, and a commitment to public service. Throughout his career, he has demonstrated the ability to solve complex problems, improve operations, and strengthen his agency through innovation and strategic thinking. Through organizational improvements, specialized enforcement programs, and strong interdepartmental partnerships, his work has resulted in measurable improvements to neighborhood conditions, public safety, and overall quality of life in his community. Beyond his work with his agency, he has also contributed to the advancement of the code enforcement profession through his support, leadership, and involvement with the Florida Association of Code Enforcement. He is also involved heavily within the association, the local association, the Volusia Flagler Association of Code Enforcement, which Mr. Sykes serves on that board along with me. He is also instrumental in one of the things that we put together and me and Denzel talked about was putting together a managers meeting to get all the managers together to help us all become better in this area for everybody. So we brought those meetings together and we have them quarterly. And I thank you for helping me put that together. So it's my distinct privilege to present the Joseph E. Husky Officer of the Year Award to Denzel Sykes.
I know you typically don't have recipients speak, but I just want to thank my mom. My sister, my family, nephew, granddaughter, daughter. Daytona came out. And then also the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Thank you for showing up. And it has been a pleasure to work with all of you. Thank you, City Manager, Mr. Mayor, and the Police Chief for giving me the opportunity to lead your Code Compliance Department. And thank you, Commissioners, for all the support you've given me and all the other department heads. Thank you as well for working with me, working side by side to continue to make Daytona be #1. Thank you.
Family picture. Hey, David, you probably gonna have to go over there. David. Fred?
You ready, Tim?
All right, 3, 2, 1. Bring this.
You good, listen? Thank you. You got your guy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fiat, for allowing me to do this.
Thank you so much. And 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Thank you.
Well, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to our presentation 6C to Honorable Will Roberts, Volusia County Tax Collector, the Kids Tag Art presentation.
Thank you very much, Mayor, Commission. First and foremost, have a happy 4th of July, celebrating 250 years of the USA and our independence. Secondly, celebrating 150 years of the city of Daytona Beach. So thank you very much for having us up here. Wanted to personally thank you guys for your sponsorship of the Daytona Beach schools and our Kids Tag Art. We're especially pleased to welcome the city of Daytona Beach as a gold sponsor this year. We appreciate that. Thank you for your commitment to our local students and the arts education. Because of support from community partners like yours, this year's program, we were able to generate enough for the 10 schools to donate $2,200 to each of their art classrooms. So that was pretty awesome. You know, it's funny to look on the art teacher's face when you hand them a $2,200 check. That's a lot of money to them. That's a lot of money for them. So what that means is we've donated now over $46,000 to the public elementary school art programs here in Volusia County since the program began 3 years ago. And we are also excited that Beachside, Champion, and RG Longstreet will be participating again this next year. So we're looking forward to that. But your support gives the opportunity for these students to showcase what they are able to do. And, you know, some of the kids that get these awards are not the academic kids, so they don't get the other awards. So being able to be recognized for this is a pretty great thing for them. And we truly value our partnership with you and look forward to continuing it for the years to come. And in recognition of your gold sponsorship, by the way, this is 5th grade elementary. So, you know, I can't tell you enough that they do a great job. It's awesome, some of the artwork that we get to see. Yep, markers only. Yeah, but we're pleased to present this frame with the student design plate that you guys picked from Champion Elementary, Miss Elizabeth Perez. So thank you very much, and thank you for your partnership. I'm not gonna drop it.
This is nice.
Yeah, I know, it's beautiful, it's awesome.
How much was the gold sponsorship?
And 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
How much was the gold sponsorship last year?
1,500. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I had the pleasure of being, so is this the one I chose?
Yes, sir.
Wow, it looks even better than I imagined.
I know, right?
I had the pleasure of being there at Champion Elementary to participate or to share this with the winning recipients. And I want to thank you because he's all over the place supporting this. And when he said $2,200 to an elementary art teacher, I don't know, you art guys don't know, but they probably get $300 to $400 a year top for the whole school. And so it's really nothing. So when they get this, it takes them to levels that you can't imagine what an art teacher can do with this. So we supported this last year, and I will be asking the commission to do it again from the same funds, that ARPA funds, to support it again.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, our next presentation, 6D, is Matt Reinhardt, District 2, Volusia County Councilman, on the Domestic Abuse Database Initiative.
Thank you. How do you top kid art, though? I can't top that. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, commissioners. Thank you for welcoming me. If you haven't heard to start off, to give you a little history of why I went with this initiative, my 30-year career in corrections, one of the hardest things to deal with was domestic violence. And then in the year I retired in 2017, after 30 years in that career, in January, I got the phone call that no parent wants. And that was when my daughter was assaulted by her ex-boyfriend at the time. So it began an initiative, and I was just allowed to start using that, so she's allowed me to, so full disclosure. So after becoming elected, I joined the Domestic Abuse Council for Volusia County. And thank you, Ms. Henry, for participating in this year's 5K. Very much, we appreciate that. And a lot of great efforts and a lot of good causes, but it was very important to me to see that we had a solution, because Volusia County is number 4 in the state for domestic violence cases, number 4. And that's not a number that we're very proud of. We don't need to be. And we need to take every measure possible to try to eliminate that or reduce it. I put a fact sheet that most of you had already received, and I'm not going to go over every detail, but more importantly, some important numbers: approximately 10 million people experience some form of domestic violence annually in the U.S. each year. Almost 1 in 2 women, 47.3%, and I could go on, and the statistics are just incredible, and it kind of matches with what I said with Volusia County being number 4. So to fast forward this story, becoming involved in the Domestic Violence Council is rewarding, to try to take and find what we've done with the Domestic Abuse Center down the street, to be able to accommodate some of these individuals that leave with nothing. And so I wanted to do more. And my wife is from the state of Tennessee, and she follows a Tennessee newspaper, sometimes a little bit too much, but and I won't even tell you what kind of a football fan she is, but we won't even go there. But anyways, she read in the newspaper back in 2022, there was a young lady by the name of Savannah Puckett. Savannah Puckett was a off-duty sheriff's deputy for Robinson County, Tennessee. She was at home. Her ex-boyfriend broke into the house, killed her, killed the dog, and then burnt the house down. As a result of that, and I shared that story with you, not for the gore effect, but to show the importance, why it mattered to Tennessee to create an initiative that created a similar database up there where every person that was convicted of 2 or more, they tried 1, settled for 2 or more convictions, would be listed in this database. So knowing at the time that I learned this, we had already passed that threshold for our state legislature to try to do something in the state of Florida because they had already gone into session. So I said, what if we did something here in Volusia County, at least in the interim until we get to the 2027? And at the same time, I would ask staff at Volusia County to put that on our legislative request for 2027, which we have. So we are going to take that to the state level next year. But in the interim, I wanted to find a way to protect our citizens here in Volusia County locally. The argument was brought up, or the conversation was asked, we already have a clerk's office that has that information. Anybody can go for free and look at the clerk's office and be able to obtain that information if they wanted to. And I said, true. However, being in law enforcement, you know that if you look at a criminal history, you have to go through every single charge and open up every single case in order to determine what was a conviction, much less what was a domestic violence, and then you got to find 2 of them. I want to make the resource available here in Volusia County for the citizens for free. We're getting the information from the clerk's office. Our IT people will put it on our website and be able to just give the basic information of the individual's name, address, and the fact that they were convicted at least twice. So they said, wouldn't you like to know? I would have liked to have known what the history was for this young man that did that. Now, this happened, I said, while I was at work, still as a warden at the jail. I guess fortunate for him, I was out of town at the time, but nonetheless, I thought how important it would be for everybody to be able to do that. And I said, well, let's go one step further. Think about our elderly community that we have in Volusia County. It's very large. We're a retirement area. So I think to myself, we just went through it with a similar situation in my family where, we were able to afford putting a loved one into a nursing care facility. However, there are many individuals that don't have that privilege. And so therefore they have to take every means that they have to keep them at home. They still have to work. They have to have some sort of nursing care come in. It's the old, the analogy, you pay for what you get. And I'm not trying to diminish anybody that is in that field. They do wonderful work. They really do. But there are some that you wonder, wouldn't you like to know if they had a propensity to violence before they bring them into the home and take care of a loved one? So it goes farther than that. So, and you could think of a dozen more scenarios where this would be applicable. My first cause, obviously, was for the domestic violence issue. So I have asked staff to bring this measure back. On the 21st of this month, council will decide whether or not to enact that database. We have already been in contact with the clerk's office. The sheriff is in 100% support of this. Every city that I've approached so far are giving letters in support, and that's why I'm here tonight, is to ask for your support or a letter of support for this measure to be able to show that we here in Daytona Beach, because this is my city too, I live here, we're serious about this matter. And if for nothing else, we're going to show the state of Florida that we're taking it serious here in Volusia County, and possibly the other 67 counties could do the same. And there's nothing stopping municipalities from doing the same. So I think this is just the beginning of it. So I believe in public protection. My Second Chance initiative was the same thing. So this is another measure to try to keep our community safer.
All right, so what do you need from us, just a letter?
Just a letter. I can actually send you some letters that we have received to make it a little bit easier. I'll send it to your clerk, and we've gotten a couple. Most of them will go to Carissa Green, who is our clerk, and then therefore she can include it into the agenda packet on the 21st. We do have a lot of people from the domestic violence community that are showing up. I would encourage the community also to email your councilman. There are some questions, and we're looking forward to answering those questions, but some are a little hesitant because they have those questions, and I respect that. So, but if the public support can be involved in this as well. So we have a lot of people that are going to show up and email or call, whatever the case is. This is very, very near and dear to me, and should be near and dear to everybody.
It is. Go
Can
ahead.
I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, thank you for being responsive when I call you. My citizens in Zone 3 love it. Thank you so much. So you're saying that 1 in 2 women experience domestic violence?
Almost 1 in 2 women, 47.3%, or 59 million or more, and 4 in 10 men in the United States alone experience some sort of domestic violence. Those are statistics obtained from.
Okay, that's a lot. That's every other person, every other
huge.
female in here.
It's huge, yeah.
Okay. So then the other question is, explain to me how a resident, a family member would utilize this.
So if you were beginning to, let's use the dating scenario, because I said you could think of probably 10, 15, 20 different scenarios where this could be utilized. If you were, or I know I could have, if I know my daughter.
A family member.
A family member could simply go on that website. It's going to have the disclosure on there saying, listen, you're only going to be provided the information that you see here. If you want to obtain more information, here are the resources available, whether it be the clerk's office. We're going to make it as simplistic as possible. So you can enter the person's name. You're going to get your John Smiths, and whatnot, that you're going to need a little more information. That's why the address is available. If you need to gather more information, then reach out to either the sheriff's office, the arresting agency, because I'm sure that will be provided, to get some other characteristics that would associate that arrest with the individual that you're searching. It won't be a picture. I don't think we were going that route. I think that to try to get the pixel part, that's a little bit too expensive. We're trying to keep this as at no cost, obviously, and no cost to the taxpayers, no cost to the residents. I hope I answered your question.
I do. I appreciate the fact that, people, men or women, could check, families could check, even as a general rule, to say, hey, we do check. We can go and look at this database. Just saying
you're using
helps.
exactly right. You're using the same thing. If you remember, just recently we did the animal abuse, and we started that here in Volusia County, and it's gone statewide now. And that was something that was started locally here with Ponce's Law that created that. So the same thing is applicable to your sex offender registries. Same analogy, same principles, where you can enter the person's name to determine if that individual lives close to a school or where you live.
Okay, do we need to vote on this, or can we just direct staff?
I would recommend that you do take a motion to vote on sending a letter of support.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to send a letter of support for Councilman Reinhardt's request for a centralized domestic violence database.
Second.
We got a motion, we got a second. We'll take the second from Commissioner Henry, and we will,
Commissioner Cantu does support
Commissioner
it.
Cantu, yeah. Pardon?
And this is a ministerial item, so you don't need to take public comment.
Yeah. Okay. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Appreciate your
sir.
support.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Mhm.
And I'll get the
Okay, our next presentation, item 6E, is Katie Presswood, Community Relations and Event Coordinator, and Samantha, is it Gottlieb? Yay. Events and Education Enrichment Specialist.
This
on the
request-
Sesquicentennial event.
This request came from Commissioner Paris.
All right. Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners. Katie Presswood, Community Relations and Events Coordinator, and I'm joined by Samantha Gottlieb. She is the Events and Educational Enrichment Specialist. So we are presenting today with an update on the sesquicentennial festivities that we have planned coming up next month. We have some really exciting stuff going on. So let's see. Joey, perfect. All right, so the first thing that I would like to present to you all is a very exciting update. Our Agents of Discovery app is now live. So as a reminder, this app is a free app that you can get on your phone, and it has a lot of different missions and challenges. It is similar to Pokemon Go. So if you go on, you can do augmented reality games on there. And we have it as a theme to the sesquicentennial and the history of Daytona Beach. So we currently have 2 missions that are live. We have one where you can participate anywhere. So you can be at home, you can be here, and that theme is the sesquicentennial. So the different themes of trivia or history of Daytona Beach. The other mission that we currently have is for Main Street. So that one you actually have to be on premise on Main Street in order to participate. So we have different challenges there, and those are going to be themed on the history of Main Street as well as Bike Week. We also have some other upcoming ones that are going to go live throughout the month. So those are going to be different locations throughout the city. We'll have one for Beachside, we'll have one for Beach Street, we'll have one in the Midtown area as well. So we're really excited about that. And I would like to introduce you to someone very, very special. Please meet Sunny, who is our new little avatar. And he is going to assist with going through the different missions and challenges as you go through the games in this app. So we have a QR code there, and if you scan the QR code, it will take you to a page where you can learn more about the app and get started. It is, once again, free to download and participate. You can either create an account or you can play as a guest as well. All right.
All right.
Okay, so this is a list of all of the sesquicentennial events that we have going on, and this is just in July. So as you can see, we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. And if you take a look, you will see we have an event, at least one event, every single weekend this month. So a lot going on. July 1st, this month. So the first event that's taking place is going to be this weekend, the 4th of July ceremony, veteran ceremony and parade. So that's taking place this Saturday, and it is extra special, seeing as though it is the city's 150th and the country's 250th birthday. So a very extra special birthday. So we are going to be starting with our 9 a.m. ceremony. That's going to be taking place down by the clock tower. And then our parade will take place on Main Street at 10 a.m. following. And this parade, we do have 45 participants. So it's one of the biggest parades we've done on Main Street. So we're really excited about this year. And hopefully we have a really good turnout from the community as well. All right, the following weekend, we will be having City of Daytona Beach Night out at Jackie Robinson Ballpark for the Daytona Tortugas. And the city's going to be out there. We're going to have different departments with tables presenting on what they have to offer from the city. We're also going to have some city vehicles for the community to be able to see. And I believe Mr. Mayor is going to be out there doing our first pitch as well. So we hope everyone will join us for that.
And a strike every time. All I can say. No dirt balls, buddy.
All right. After that, we have July 18th. We have the time capsule ceremony. So this is going to take place at the brand new Fire Station 1. And we are going to have an opportunity for the community to come out, and you can contribute a note that you would like to be included in the time capsule. We are also going to fill it with some different items that represent what the city is like right now. So this time capsule is going to remain unopened for 100 years. So it'll be very interesting, I'm sure, for everyone when it is open to see what the city is like right now in 2026. So we invite the community out. We hope everyone comes and you can contribute a little bit of your story to this really exciting time capsule.
No, I don't even want to be here.
All right, so our Illuminate the Decades event. This is going to kick off our birthday weekend celebration. So this is going to be on Friday the 24th, and it's going to be at the Bandshell. And we invite you to come out and dance your way through the decades with music from the 1920s all the way to current. And it is going to be featuring DJ Tremble and Alyssa from 103.3 The Vibe. They're going to be out as our DJ and MC for the evening. And this is going to be a family-friendly event with live performers. We're going to have stilt walkers. We're going to have roller skaters. We're going to have some family-friendly dancers that are going to come out and help you learn the cha-cha slide and some other fun dances. And then the night is also going to feature a drone show that's going to be over the Atlantic Ocean. And there's going to be an opportunity to see 2 different shows. We'll have one at 9 p.m. and a second drone show at 9:45 p.m. So we're really excited about that. And that is going to be presented, the drone show, by ICI Homes. So we're really grateful to have them as a wonderful sponsor. All right, on Saturday night, we have 2 events taking place. The first one is going to be our Cheers to 150 Years on Main Street. That's going to have food trucks where they compete to see who's the best food truck. We're gonna have live entertainment. We're gonna have the Daytona Speedway out there with their promo vehicle. And we're gonna have a couple of sesquicentennial themed events as well, such as a Why I Love Daytona wall and an opportunity for people to come and write letters to the future. Our second event that's taking place on Saturday night is going to be a special Star-Spangled Summer concert over at the Bandshell. And we're featuring tribute bands honoring the Allman Brothers, who grew up in Daytona Beach and started their band here. So we wanted to do something special in honor of them. And then finally, on Sunday, that is our actual birthday, we're having our City, Our Story Community Day. And that's going to be taking place at Cypress Park and the Cherry Center. So at Cypress Park, we're going to have a DJ, we're going to have vendors, food trucks, a kid zone with balloon animals, face painting, a foam party. We're going to have a stage with performances by some of our local youth groups. We also have over at Cypress Pool, supported by Commissioner May, our Splashes and Sprinkles event where kids can come and swim and have some delicious ice cream. And then inside of the Cherry Center, besides air conditioning, we will also have a photo booth. We're going to have some history talks every 30 minutes. And then we're also going to have a play, which is going to be put on by the youth from our City of Daytona Beach summer camp kids. And that's going to be on the history of Daytona Beach. So we're really excited to have them for that. And then from 4 to 7 p.m. that evening in Cypress Park, we also have an antique car show, and that's going to be presented by the East Coast Cruisers. So a lot of very exciting events taking place throughout the month, and we hope all of you come out and join us for all of these. So now I'm going to pass it over to Samantha, and she's going to discuss some of our ongoing campaigns.
Good evening. So let's start off with something we initiated on January 1st, and that is our banners. If you go along A1A, International Speedway, Beach Street, MMB, you're going to see these banners that are on your screen. And it was been an amazing feat, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback on that. And the ones that we have going on the bridge will be installed next week when the 4th of July holiday is over. And if you haven't noticed, all of our facilities now have 18-inch window clings that we just got in, and we have mini ones. Excuse me while I dig in my pocket. We have these now all over too. So if you want one, just come grab me. So there we go then. So our communications team has really put this amazing celebration at the forefront of their social media. So since January, our communications team has published more than 60 hashtag DB150 posts. And in those posts, we have seen a lot of positive, engaging feedback. So this focuses on people, places, events that shaped over Daytona Beach over the last 150 years. We're including residents and tourists attending programs and events, holding our sign that you've been seeing all night, and promotions for upcoming events like all those that we have coming up. A lot of engaging posts that we have been historical storytelling, which has become the city's strongest performing organic content. They wanted me to specify that. Consistently outperforming traditional event promotion, reach, engagement, and shares. Our top performing historical features have included the band shell, Daytona 200, and Bike Week history. And then in the several posts that they've generated, again, this is communications, they have more than 50,000 people reached, more than 1,000 engagements, and more than 100 shares. And I don't know about you, but to me, I'm like, what does that mean? In communications and marketing talk, that's a big number. So that's great on their part. So what is this campaign that they're doing has really helped is educate residents with expanding awareness of the I can't say it still. Been here for about a year and a half, still can't say it. Celebration through highly shareable content. And again, I want to emphasize they've gotten a lot of positive and engaging feedback on our social media. At the end of April, we hosted the city's first 150th hybrid town hall at the Shebley Center. This was in-person attendance and as well as online that featured historians from the Halifax Historical Museum, Zone 1 City Commissioner Monica Paris, and City Manager Derek Fiecher. So another thing that our communications team has been working on is recognizing businesses that have operated in Daytona for more than a decade. These features have been Big Sharp Gift Shop, the Halifax Historical Museum, and Louis Pizza House. And these businesses have come and talked to our communications team and said they cannot believe the feedback they've been getting has been positive. They've been getting more business. So basically, what is this? It's just a free advertisement for these businesses that had been here for more than 10 years. So for businesses that could be not that long of a time, but in reality, it is a long time to have a business for 10 years. So we want to acknowledge that. And so we want to encourage you all, the commission and the city manager and the mayor, to really, if you can, get that word out there. We want to recognize, and all we're doing is we're helping them in this promotion. And I think we mentioned it earlier, our photo campaign, again with our sign. Since January, we've taken over 200 photos with our official DB 150 sign. And then residents and visitors are encouraged to share these photos with the hashtag DB150 or visit our site db150.com/community. Again, I think I didn't mention this, but we do have a website, db150.com. And in there, you'll see we have events, our sponsorships, all our stories, and more stuff that I will be getting into. And then in this, we also have our video storytelling campaign. Since January, we have been taking videos around the city, capturing the official 150 dB sign with a happy birthday message to the city. These videos are compiled for a video that will be seen during Community Day. I just shot one yesterday with one of our sponsors with Florida Healthcare. And again, they're just like 5 seconds, just nothing crazy. And one of the really great things about db150.com is our digital timeline. This is the meat of our website, which is giving the community a timeline of how much Daytona Beach has changed in 150 years. And I'd want to shout out the Halifax Historical Museum, because without them providing that information for us, it would have been hard. So they've really helped us in that partnership that we've gained with them to really make that something very cool and interactive for anyone visiting. And we're talking milestones, photographs, and notable people who've changed our history. And I haven't been using the PowerPoint, so I apologize. Oh, I guess I'm right on time. So, one of my favorite things that we will soon be launching is our merchandise store, some swag. So what are we going to be selling soon? Hoodies, hats, totes, mugs, and I gotta say the mugs are really cute. And shirts for youths and adults. And these will be in various sizes and colors. So we're just working out some kinks, and we'll be launching that in the next couple days, but we hope, weeks. So we hope everyone takes advantage of that and get some DB150 swag. Any questions for Katie? Oh, nope, yep, and again, db150.com. We'll be soon launching our e-commerce shop. We have a calendar of events, because we know we threw a lot at you tonight. And again, it's only July. We have a lot more coming up in the year. Historical timeline, and yes, sponsorships. We have 11 sponsors so far, and they're right here. We have platinum sponsor of ICI Homes. Gold sponsors include the Hilton, Warren Smith, Brown & Brown, Florida Healthcare. Silver sponsors, Avalon Park, Chubb Law, Embry-Riddle, FPL, Daytona National Speedway, and as of yesterday, Advent Health. So we are really excited to have these sponsors come on board and to make this event possible for our community.
Any questions?
I don't have a question, but I definitely have a comment. I just want to thank Katie and Sam, and I just want to commend the entire sesquicentennial team, which is communications, IT, Parks and Rec, AV, and also the Halifax Historical Museum, which helped us a lot too. I think this celebration was always about honoring Daytona Beach's history and celebrating our city and bringing the community together. So I really appreciate how involved and excited everybody was and to make this happen. So thank you everyone for what you've done to make this possible for the residents. And as Sam said, you can find all this information on db150.com. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And so once we get to the 150, that's when we just start wearing the paraphernalia like all year through from the date of the birth, or how do you view that? Because I'm ready for my gear.
If I can get you one tomorrow, I would.
Okay, all right, I got you. I
We're all year round. We don't.
Yeah.
We're at a 250. Who knows? You never know.
All right, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're going to move on to item number 7 is citizen comments. And during this time, citizens at the opportunity to address the City Commission on any item on the consent agenda. And I do have one speaker, Mr. David Glasser, who is speaking on item 8A. Yes.
8A.
Oh, good evening. Thank you so much for your audience. I really appreciate this. 8A, if you've seen this, it's a foreclosure on 2 properties here in Daytona Beach. It's a simple up or down by the commission. I have a simple request. It's nothing magical here. Legally, the city can file a foreclosure. There are liens, I think it's $116,000 of liens that are on these properties. The properties are worth, I think, about $8,000. My client, Mr. Zutaj, owns the properties. Legally, if you approve this, the city could file a lawsuit on this next week. And obviously, my job is to represent my client to defend. I'm not going to go into legal theories. And I'm also not going to go into the reasons for the liens, the amounts, et cetera. That I'm not here. That's for a courtroom. But I am asking this. The city has already filed a lawsuit against my client, not about the liens, but it's connected with the liens. They filed for what's called an injunction to have my client remove certain items from the property and stop certain activity. My client's been cooperating with the city to do this. We had I think about a month and a half ago, we had a case management with Judge Craig in the circuit court. We talked about all of this. Judge Craig, we talked about sitting down with the city. The liens came up during the hearing. We talked about sitting down with the city so that we could try and resolve all of this. And then we have this was placed on the agenda recently. I just found out about this. So I'm not to avoid, we're going to try and work this out. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't, when you try and work it out, I can't make any promises here, but we'll talk about all of this. My client's could lose these properties. Heaven knows if you file a lien and you file a lawsuit, how much you're going to get for the properties, et cetera. My client will be out. All I'm asking is a delay so that we can meet maybe another 30 or 60 days rather than starting litigation maybe and all these lawsuits. Nobody wants this. So we can sit down with the city as Judge Craig wanted us to do and try and work it out. Maybe another 30 or 60 days to delay all of this. That's my simple request. There's nothing magical here. That's it.
I'm going to start slowly.
Okay. Okay.
This has been, we're being not clear. The statement you made was, we don't want to discuss the details. I would like to make a couple of statements about the details, that residents clearly understand what the issues are. Because on the surface, it seems perhaps that the city is just foreclosing. Not quite how I see it. I do recall driving through that neighborhood and seeing pallets piled high. I saw gasoline tanks. I saw equipment on 2 properties. The residents in that area had been living like that for a long time, and they had been complaining and complaining and complaining. Not quite sure what your client's response was after numerous complaints, code enforcement, different people asking him to stop the activity, clean it up, residents complaining about it. I have a resident who has a file that's this thick of complaints and pictures over a period of time. I became involved, I want to say maybe I drove through there for the first time when we had our zone changes, was maybe March. It's like, let me take a look at the new zone map. I immediately stopped my car and called the city, and I said, this is not acceptable in any community. If this were happening next to your business, which is downtown, you would not enjoy the experience. I'm not even addressing the fire hazard of wooden pallets that are in 2 lots surrounding properties. Haven't discussed that yet. So this took place over a period of time. The city tried and tried and tried. No response. We did all the legal things we're supposed to do. And at this point, I am not even hesitant. I would strongly encourage the commission to move forward on this particular issue. Delaying it, seems as though I'm not sure what he's going to do differently. But the point is, how long does that community on Foot Court, right off MLK, how long does that community have to endure what he's doing over and over again with another delay? I do not think that my residents would be pleased with that. So that is my position on it. Do we have a legal position on that, Mr. Gross?
The basis for the foreclosure is that we have code enforcement liens on the property. It's not an issue under the foreclosure action whether the property remains in code compliance or not. Often we do foreclosure actions for reasons including those, but also for reasons including cost recovery for past enforcement actions taken, and there were significant costs incurred by staff, significant energy, and the fact that we're still, in front of the judge on the injunction shows that staff is still having to spend energy on this case. So you as a commission have the option of having our office initiate the foreclosure action or not. It's up to you. And I think you've spoken pretty eloquently, Commissioner May, about the amount of energy and time that this action has taken up for the city.
$116,000 in liens. It takes quite some time for it to build up to that. I'm moving forward with this.
Can I address that? Am I allowed to address that, or I don't know what this works? Okay, first, all the things are gone, Commissioner. They're gone. The city followed the injunction. We've got some issues. I don't want to go into too much on whether they should have, what my client was doing or not, but all of these things are gone. Mm-hmm. At the last meeting, there was one thing that had to be removed, and it's too bad that code enforcement, the supervisor, Sykes is not here because he was involved with that, that it's all gone at this point. We got some issues. We have a neighbor. I don't want to go into neighbors too much as whether all the claims were valid or not. We're not, like I said, I'm not here to go into all of that. But I'm just talking about the logistics, et cetera, of trying to resolve this, selling the property, and trying to work it out. And that's what happened. I thought that's what we were going to do there, and then this came up. And you don't have to tell me about this particular, legally you don't have to advise the attorney. I happened to find out through the grapevine. That's why I'm here.
All right. So I agree with Commissioner Reed, for something to go to the point of $116,000 means that the grace was given over and over and over again to the tune of $116,000. And now there is another request. It took progressive corrective action and a lot of money to push your client to act according to the standards of that community. Look how far we had to go, and look at how long we had to do this for. And now you're ready to say, I'm ready to comply. For me, that's not acceptable. We should not, as a city, have to go through that and use that much person power to make this happen.
Okay. That was my only speaker on the consent agenda.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you for your audience. I appreciate this very much. Thank you.
We have a motion to approve the consent agenda. All right.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion on the consent agenda? All right. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those in opposition, same sign. This motion carries 7-0. All right, let's move.
Okay, we're going to move on to item number 9, which is our public hearings and quasi-judicial hearings. Item 9A is Growth Management Planning Department, Second Amendment to the Volusia Marketplace Plan Development. This is an ordinance on second reading quasi-judicial hearing. An ordinance amending the zoning map of the Land Development Code to rezone 14.89 plus or minus acres of property located at 2400 West International Speedway Boulevard from PDG Plan Development General to PDG Plan Development General. Approving the Second Amendment to the Volusia Marketplace Planned Commercial Development Agreement to allow an indoor pickleball facility with an associated restaurant within the existing development. Authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to execute the Second Amendment, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing an effective date.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any speakers?
I have Elena Smith here on behalf of Cobb Cole for any questions.
Do we have any questions of Ms. Smith? No questions? Okay. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, we're going to move on to item number 10, which is our introduction of ordinances. This is for City Commission comments and questions only. Item 10A is a Growth Management Planning Department all aboard storage voluntary annexation. This is an introduction of an ordinance on first reading. An ordinance annexing into the City of Daytona Beach 1.71 plus or minus acres of land generally located along the west side of South Nova Road, south of June Terrace, and north of Carriage Cove Mobile Home Community, redefining the territorial boundaries of the City of Daytona Beach to include the property, redesignating the boundaries of Zone 1 of the City of Daytona Beach to include the property, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing an effective date. And are there any questions or comments from the Commission on this item? Okay, the public hearing and final action is set for July 15th. Moving on to 10B, it's a Growth Management Planning Department all aboard storage small scale comprehensive plan amendment. This is an introduction of an ordinance on first reading. An ordinance adopting a small scale comprehensive plan amendment in accordance with section 163.3187 Florida statutes with regard to 1.7 plus or minus acres of property generally located along the west side of South Nova Road, south of June Terrace, and north of Carriage Cove Mobile Home Community, amending the future land use map designation for this property from county urban medium intensity to city retail, amending the future land use element neighborhood O development policy to limit development to vehicle storage, warehousing, and self-storage related uses compatible with the surrounding commercial and light industrial corridor, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing an effective date. And then there are questions or comments from the Commission on this item. The public hearing and final action was set for July 15th. Moving on to 10C is the Growth Management Planning all aboard storage business automotive rezoning. This is an introduction of an ordinance on first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning map of the Land Development Code to rezone 1.7 plus or minus acres of property generally located along the west side of South Nova Road, south of June Terrace, and north of Carriage Cove Mobile Home Community from unincorporated Volusia County General Industrial to City Business Automotive, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing an effective date. And are there any questions or comments from the Commission on this item? The public hearing and final action is set for July 15th. Okay, we're going to move on to item number 11, which are our administrative items. Item 11A is Utilities Department, Danis Utilities. This is a resolution accepting the bid of Danis Utilities, Inc. for lift station number 69 rehabilitation for a contract price of $807,300, authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to execute the contract with Danis Utilities, Inc., rejecting bids that were non-responsive, authorizing the return of bid security of all unsuccessful bidders, and providing an effective date. And this I do need a vote on.
So moved.
Yeah, I know. All right, we got a motion and a second. Do we have any speakers?
No speakers on this item, Mr. Mayor.
John is not here. All right. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0.
Excuse me, our last agenda item.
And who do we start with tonight? Was it Strickland? Henry. All right.
Hello. I have a couple things tonight. I want to congratulate Denzel because wow, what an honor. And an honor to a person who has worked tireless for our community. So congratulations. And congratulations to Coach TA for all that he's done in our community. Well deserved. It's several things that I want to discuss tonight. The first thing is I want to talk about our no bids contracts because a few months ago I had asked for a list of all of the no bid contracts that we have, and I'd like a list of the no bid contracts we have. And here's another thing that I want to look at. I'd like for the auditor to look at, and I want to see if there's any interest, to look at our no bid contracts and see where we are. If we are remotely in comparison or in the ballpark as far as how we're fiscally being responsible with those no bid contracts. It was said to me that someone said that they had a contract with the city and they purposely upcharged the city of Daytona Beach because they know that the city of Daytona Beach can pay that amount of money. And it got me to thinking, who else is doing that to the city of Daytona Beach? And I'm thinking that that is something that we really need to take a look at, how these no bid contracts are going out, even especially the smaller ones, because I think that's where a lot of people, and if we're losing out on $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on these contracts, then I think that's something that we need to be looking at, because I think that those are some ways that we can save money. That's my first thing. The second thing is something that I'm very happy that happened, and this is one of the best legislations I think our governor has signed to date. And he signed Senate Bill 484, which gives cities control over whether or not they will have data centers, how those data centers will operate in those communities, whether or not cities have to provide electricity to those data centers, and that cities do not have to provide electricity to those data centers. And as you know, environmental pollution with data centers is probably the greatest problem we are facing in the country today. It's data centers. Every time someone does one writing prompt, just one writing prompt, it's one bottle of water. We have quite a few communities who are now using 5 million gallons of water per day to keep these data centers running. And if you know about data centers, they need a lot of water because they have to keep them cooled off. They have to keep the data centers cooled off. So we have cities and entire counties now who have now gone and they've gotten these data centers because the data centers offer so much money to the community. I think the closest one is the one right there. It's Eatonville. Eatonville has one. And it is completely devastating the communities because the water pressure in the homes are gone. I don't know if you know about data centers, but they make this noise, this spinning noise all day long. So I want, if you get the time, go look up what the data centers and how traumatic they are in these in communities. And they make this wind noise, woo, and it's all day. It never stops the entire day long. Also, the water pressure is making the water pressure go down. And it's also, people go to turn on their water in their homes and they have no water. And the next thing that it does is it makes electric bills go up 25% in these communities. 25% people are paying more because they are having to help pay the electric bill for these data centers. One particular community that I want you all to look up, and I'll send this information to Tish and she can get it out to everyone. One particular community now has been told that they have to find another place to get electricity. There's not going to be any electricity in their community because they need the electricity for the data centers. And they've signed these massive contracts with the data centers, and they make so much, the electrical company makes so much money off of the data centers, till the data centers are like, yeah, we, to hecky with the people who live here in the homes, we rather have the money from the data centers. So the fact that the governor has jumped on top of this to me is speaks volumes, because we have quite a few communities right here in Florida, quite a few that are gravely being affected by these data centers. Now that they've gone and put, some communities have 7 data centers, some have 27 data centers. And so now that the governor has signed this particular bill, it means that all of the communities that are now fighting data centers have to find somewhere to go to put their data centers. Because now the governor is saying cities get to decide whether or not they're going to have these data centers in their community. I'd like for everyone to go and look up how detrimental data centers are for every community. And then I would like for us to come back and talk about whether or not we would like to put a moratorium or a complete ban on data centers coming to our communities. It is something that we definitely need to look at, because I know that now that quite a few communities know that they have the authority to say no to data centers, they're going to come looking for a spot. And I can tell you, Daytona Beach is probably going to be one of those spots that they're looking for, because it's right in our vicinity. It's in the Miami area. It's in the Pasco, quite a few of those areas that are fighting against data centers right now. So then the governor signed that bill. So now they're going to be looking for somewhere to go. They can even go to the counties to try and find county land to build data centers. And that's what's happened in a lot of areas. They've gone to the county, and the county has approved these data centers. And so now communities are all over the country are being affected by these data centers. So I'd like for my colleagues up here to go and look at data centers. Be proactive about how we're going to move forward. This is the biggest thing, I think, right now affecting our country as far as environmental pollution. As far as what we want to do and how we want to be proactive when data centers try to come to Daytona Beach. So that's one thing. And then I'd like to come back in the next meeting after you all have done your own research and come back and talk about moving forward, how we can be proactive and saying, unless you're for data centers, I mean, if you're for data centers, then that's not something I can change your mind on, but just be proactive in going and looking at how detrimental and how bad these communities are being just tormented with these particular centers. And these are nice houses, you know, and people have built these beautiful homes, and the data center power lines are now running all through their neighborhoods and their homes. And so those lines don't go underground, which is something that we've always talked about and wished for, not that we could afford to do it. But data centers aren't doing that. They're putting the lines right in people's backyard, and people are suffering. So that's something that I want to look at as well. We had our community meeting last night over at the YSG, and what a wonderful community meeting we had. I'm going to miss those meetings, because it's been a really great opportunity, getting the opportunity to hear from the residents and solve their issues in real time and bring people out that can help them in real time. So it was a great one. We're not going to have a community meeting next month. For this month, for July, because it's July 1st. But we will resume August, the last Tuesday of August. If you know people, come out to the meetings so that you can know what's going on in our particular community. And I've gotten a lot of calls about speeding. It started back. And so I want everyone to know that I will be setting up time to meet with the police chief so we can address that and bring some more traps back out. It calmed down tremendously the last time, but now that the police have kind of gone off, they're back. So, and the last thing that I wanted to talk about was something that the mayor had mentioned earlier about schools, and this is something that I said last night in my community meeting. when people talk about the ARPA funds. Now, I happen to teach in a school in Ormond Beach. And I was explaining to the people in my community why it was so important that we put a lot of those ARPA funds into the schools why I put funds in the schools in my community. And I always say this when I'm up here, and that is that when families look for where they want to buy a home, the number one thing that determines where they buy their home is the schools in that district. It's the school. People want to support public schools. They want their children to be in public schools. They don't want to have to move into a community, buy a house, and then have to put their children in private schools. They want to support the community schools that are right there. And I was saying to someone last night that the school that I teach at, our PTA has anywhere from $115,000 to $150,000 at any given time to support the school. That's the school that I teach at in Ormond. But the schools that are in my particular community, their PTA has about $500 to support the same amount of kids. So I think Westside might have 700-800 kids. My school that I teach at has 700-800 kids. On the first day that I walk in to my school for pre-planning, our PTA automatically says, fill this paper out and you get $300 for your classroom. So I get just about as much in my classroom as their entire PTA has to support an entire school. So I said all that to say that if you think about it, and if you say the number one, and we want good families in our communities, right? We want good families to move into our communities. So I said that to say that if we want people to buy in to our communities and move into our communities, we have to be good to the schools that are in our communities, and we have to, and I know that that's not always going to be possible for the city to do. I know that that's not always possible. But while those ARPA funds were available, it was a great opportunity to be able to infuse those funds into those schools so that those schools could thrive. Book vending machines. I think every commissioner up here bought a book vending machine for the school that was in their zone, and now children have access to books. And that's something that it doesn't just benefit the school for 1 year. It benefits the school. Those vending machines can last 10 years. And people just resupply those books with school. The next thing that I wanted you all to realize when people complain about the money that you give out and the money that you give to those schools is that when those schools do their teacher appreciation, if teachers don't feel appreciated, how hard do you work on your job if you go to your job every single day and you're just beat up and all you are is just every day somebody is this, is that, is this, so, and those teachers, most of those teachers work and live right in the communities that they serve. They don't go far out to serve in communities. They serve, live, work, and play in the communities right where they live. So I just want people to be mindful of what communities actually need and what drives families, good, wholesome families, to those communities. And it is the quality of education in schools that we provide. And I suspect that funding probably will be cut even more for schools. In fact, I know that funding is going to be cut even more for schools because now parents have options to just send their child to private school and they can get the funds for it. And not only do they have options to send their children to private school, they have the option to just get the actual money and homeschool their children themselves. Now, I homeschooled all of my children. So if I had the option to every child that I homeschooled, the government was going to give me $85,000, $9,000 and say, hey, here you go, homeschool your kid. And you can, and with that money, you can take your kids to Disney World because that's a field trip. You can take your child to SeaWorld. You can do all of those things with the money. So I suspect that there will be even bigger budget shortfalls for education. So I just want people to keep that in mind when we talk about supporting our schools and when we talk about we want good communities and we want people to move into our areas and to move and live in our zones. And that's for just about every school in the city of Daytona Beach, not just the 2 schools that I service. Well, I think Paula services one now because Palm Terrace is going to you, right? Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. And those are going to be my comments for tonight. Looking forward to the 4th of July parade. Looking forward to all the 150 year sesquipedal activities. And pretty much those are my comments for tonight. And thank you.
You know, you don't usually have that long of a list. I think I had hand surgery since we met last. I think my med's wearing off. Woo. I also want to congratulate everyone we recognized tonight, the business, the 2 gentlemen and what have you. And I want to thank Mr. Fiacher for being the speaker at our neighborhood watch meeting last month. And I did want to ask in regards to the employee, Mr. Fiacher, that had the episode in the parking lot. Is he okay? You're not sure? Okay. And that's it. I'll see y'all this weekend. I need to go take a pill.
Commissioner Parrish?
Nothing this evening. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes. Commissioner Strickland?
Yeah, I would just like to thank everybody that presented tonight. We had a lot of good presentations, and I appreciate that. I want to say one thing, a little controversial. By last meeting, Miss Angelotti accused me of not responding to her emails, and after a search, the last email, including group emails that I was included in, was in October of 2025. So I don't mind responding, but it's got to be sent to me first before I can respond. So anyway, with that, hope everybody has a wonderful 4th of July holiday. I'll see you guys on Saturday morning, and let's have some fun.
So it has been a busy week, 2 weeks in Daytona Beach for us. I just want to take a moment to say that I believe I've touched almost every part of our staff this particular 2-week period. Thank you, Mr. Fairchair, for indulging me. I do appreciate it. I spent and had emails back and forth with Public Works and Utilities and Code Enforcement and Police. Yeah, it's been a very busy 2 weeks in our zone. I want to say thank you to them, including Code Enforcement. I want to say thank you to them. Super responsive, got back with me, and we tried to clear up the issues. I'd like to get the issue, communicate with the manager, get to it, and follow up. And I want to say that they are extremely responsive, and if they cannot do it, they have reasons for me, and then I can get back to my residents. So I completely appreciate that support. I would like to share with you that the movie night over at Dixon Center, we watched a movie called Hoppers. We had about 30 kids there on a Friday night, and it was wonderful. I was a little bit nervous at first, but people brought their kids. They sometimes brought 4 or 5 kids. And I asked them, do you get to go to the movies? And they said, no, it's too expensive. So I appreciate when the various zones put on movies or put on events, because per person, they had popcorn, they had hot dogs, they had some candy, they had something to drink, and it meant a lot to those families. They came from all over Daytona Beach, not just Zone 3. They came from Schnebley Center, other parts, other zones were represented. Also, on Saturday morning, was it Saturday morning already? Wow, I guess last week, it's a week ago, I was at the Flag of Heroes event in the park at the Esplanade. Beautiful event put on by the Rotary. Sheriff Chitwood spoke, Councilman Reinhardt spoke, I spoke for a moment, the Esplanade spoke. It was a wonderful thing to see so many flags of people represented who do service. And they've been doing service in this community for a very, very long time. Flag of Heroes, that was last week. And so the 100 flags that you see on Beach Street right now, that's what it represents. And Rotary, fantastic job just honoring local people. I really appreciated that. So this upcoming Saturday, I want to take a moment and just be clear that we are doing our Veterans Parade. People will be going to the clock tower in the morning time, followed with the parade. I want to say thank you to Commissioner Cantu for creating this event. This year, the honor goes to Mr. Dallas W. Prokes, Jr. We're doing this event in partnership with Daytona Fund Rentals and, of course, the Military Order of the Purple Heart, Chapter 316, Military Officers Association of America, and the world's most famous brewery. We have 45 people, 45 groups represented, the most we've ever had. And so this event has really grown. Please come out, line the streets, come to the clock tower, and let us really celebrate the concept of service and honor and commitment and dedication, not just for our heroes, for our veterans, but for our entire community. We are a large veteran-based population, and we do our best to honor them in many, many events. This one is especially important. It represents the 250th year of this country itself, the city, and the 4th of July. So thank you so very much. I want to add one piece. I hope I sent a video about the boardwalk. It was a Jackson, I'm not sure I sent it. I may have, it won't be, it's okay. So I'm going to send a video of Jacksonville Boardwalk. And the reason is that they are doing a revitalization. Yeah, that's okay. I think it was just for the commissioners to watch, the mayor to watch, city manager to watch. So thank you, I did send it. And Jacksonville is going through a revitalization of the boardwalk. They're not necessarily dealing with the structures, but they are dealing with entertainment factors. So I did speak with a merchant down there who has a licensing agreement, and he actually had some entertainers on the boardwalk last weekend, sent me footage. So as they continue this process, I'm going to be sending video and hoping to show that as a little package to show what we can do on the boardwalk to stimulate interest to coming down there in the evenings. And that is what we had many years ago. And so we're trying to come back to that. But other boardwalks in other cities, we are in competition with them for people. So it'd be a good idea for us to start thinking about revitalization, how we can go about doing that. All right, thank you. And one second, is anybody going to speak about Mr. Pride? Bring that up at all? Mr. Pride and his passing? Anyone? Okay, Commissioner Reed. I want Commissioner Reed to address it because she's been there a long time. So, okay. She left. Okay. So last week, I want to get my details correct. I believe Mr. Johnny Pride passed away last week. Longtime business person, resident of Daytona Beach. A longtime merchant, has known many people on 2nd Avenue. And I'm going to send a proposition forward where we could potentially honor him and his legacy. And I'll be sending it to the city manager. It was sent to me by a resident. I'd like to see if we can do something with that. Thank you so much.
Commissioner Cantu?
Yeah, Commissioner Cantu has requested that I make her comments. She was grateful that Commissioner May went ahead and provided information on the 4th of July Veterans Ceremony and Parade. Also, the Ingus National Guard competition will be coming to the area, and the police department and the fire department both took the challenge of being a part of the shooting competition. She hopes that she will be able to participate in the parade and ceremony on Saturday, but if not, we would advise you, Mayor, and the others if she can attend. But the sheriff and the police department, they did accept the challenge, and we hope that you support all the 4th of July events over the weekend. And Commissioner May, I think Amaya provided the information to others on Mr. Pride.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I saw it on Mr. Pride. And we'll send her, I think what's appropriate is a letter of condolence, is what we normally
Then she
do.
did the proclamation.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the resolution.
Yeah, and she read it at the,
Resolution.
you read it at the service. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Okay, I have no comments. We'll hear from the city manager if you have anything.
Yes, I do. If Drew Driscoll will come out at this time. This is Drew Driscoll's last city commission meeting. He has served this community for many years, and I wanted to give him the opportunity to briefly,
No, we're not timing Mr. Driscoll.
Yeah, because until the 9th, you still have to,
Yes, I will obey my boss.
Go ahead, you're good.
Thank you, Mayor, City Commission, Ben, Mr. Fiacher, Mr. Gross, Mr. Fiacher, sorry. Serving since 1999. Serving our community and the department has been the greatest honor of the past 27 years of my life. I was hired with 7 firefighters. 5 have already retired before me, and myself and my coworker, we make up the senior crew at the department, and we're both set to retire this year. This retirement has been planned for 3 years now. I had the great honor of helping construct a facility that's resilient for the city's future at your direction. And over the past 3 years, I've had the opportunity to pass down my knowledge and help further develop my 2 deputies who are highly qualified and have been the backbone of the department while I'm working on other things such as Jackie Robson or budget committee or whatever the manager throws at me of the day. Those who don't know me outside of a headline may have their own opinions of my time of service to this community. And it is that freedom of opinion, which I value too highly to try to sway them, whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent. Because I know myself, and those who know me know me. The Daytona Beach Fire Department and the men and women who work feverishly every day in support of this community, they demonstrate a selfless passion, a dedication to service of this community, and it has been the greatest honor to work alongside them. Their dedication to continuous improvement, their dedication to being a part of this great city's fabric, and their dedication to service to the community, I continue to be in awe. It has been the greatest pride of my life to be a Daytona Beach firefighter. I could echo the same sentiment about city staff and all the various departments. It's a lot of work to be a public servant, and it's not always a thankful job, but there's something about supporting the community and looking after one another. And people might not understand that about our community specifically, but we have people from all walks of life in this community, and many might know I'm a huge Jackie Robson fan, and it's no coincidence that occurred here. I think the strength of our community has gotten us through tough times. I think during escalated issues when important conversations were being had in the recent past, we weren't faced with some of the issues that other cities faced because of our community, because we come together when times are tough. So the truth about city staff and the fire department, we're this giant puzzle. No piece more essential than the other, but when we come together, we have a vision of possibility and how we could best serve this community. And it's only with that vision that we could help establish a path to help us reach that destination that we all dream of. For this vision to become reality, all voices matter, even the ones that we might not agree with. It's only through public discourse that we're able to arrive at that holistic vision that sets us to be who we want to be, a more perfect union, if you would. I will continue to serve this great city and the people who call it home for years to come in my retirement. I will be involved. I will be around. I probably won't be sitting in an orange sheet, but I will definitely be involved. And because this community is where my family has been, I've raised my children here. I welcome the protection of the Daytona Beach Fire Department looking over me and my family. So it has truly been an honor of a lifetime. And I thank everyone up here for allowing me to help advise you, advise the manager, whether my job to do is to provide information. You have the difficult job of making decisions on behalf of a grateful community. So thank you. Thank the city of Daytona Beach and all of its residents who call it home. So thank you. Thank you. Can I leave, boss? Yes. All right. This is my last meeting, so my last excuse for Taco Bell. Every Wednesday night, Mexican pizza. So now I don't know what I'm going to have to come up with as an excuse. But thank you very much. And thank you to the citizens. I appreciate everyone.
Also, Drew has stated that he would be supporting us by making sure to document the history of the fire department and continue to provide that to our community in retirement.
No, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great job. Thank you. All right. Oh, Ben?
Mayor and
Yes.
Commission, I wanted to bring up one item, and frankly, Mr. Fietcher or I could have brought this to you, but it's going to result in a request that would involve authorization for our office to file suit. I think you've heard over the past meeting or two some complaints about some unpermitted construction activity going on at the old SunTrust building at 501 North Grandview. I know Mr. Morris is in the back and provides some additional information. They had issued through the building department a stop work order, which I understand has been ignored. There have been complaints received by the city from a local attorney who has a rented law office in that building who's concerned. And I also know former Commissioner Remark is here as well to address this situation. What I'm asking for in relation to all this, and I know that you all typically like to have prepared materials, but this is coming together pretty fast, is authorization from you to file an injunction action against the building's owner and any other necessary parties as may be needed to enforce compliance with the Florida Building Code. If there's unpermitted activity that's going on that the Florida Building Code requires permitting for, that could represent life safety issues. And this is a commercial building that's currently open to the public, that's occupied by at least two tenants, one of whom we understand has been told by her corporate superiors not to enter the building currently. What we also understand that may be the case is that there is some effort at converting some of the commercial space into residential units, which would involve serious life safety issues if those units are not converted in accordance with building code. I don't want to take away all Mr. Morris's time, but here's the thing: we're still doing some factual investigation, and based on that, if the facts are as serious as they appear to be, I don't want to wait 2 weeks until the next commission meeting to get that authorization. I'm not telling you as we're sitting here that we would file the lawsuit. It's looking to me tonight as we sit here that we will probably need to file that lawsuit. And with that, I'll let Mr. Morris have the floor.
Manager, City Mayor, Commission. Jim Morris, Deputy City Manager. My comments will be brief. At the last commission meeting, there was a complaint about this building. A stop work order had already been issued at that point in time. I think the speaker may not have known that, but regardless, it's been in place. And then we found out that the stop work orders are being ignored. And it's a fluid situation. It's the old SunTrust building, 501 North Grandview. It's a big building. And the windows have been altered to try and place window air conditioners in the thing. It doesn't have effective air conditioning. There are currently commercial tenants, a couple there. And it's a fluid situation. It's potentially a dangerous situation. And so in order to have the flexibility and the speed of an injunctive process versus code enforcement and going on and on as it sometimes goes, is the reason the staff is asking for the authorization. And I know Commissioner Strickland had talked about the building too in prior comments that he had with me. So code reacted quickly, put a stop work order on it. That should have been sufficient. Most cases it is. In this case, it hasn't been. They simply ignored it and kept on. There's no licensed contractors working there. There's no building permits there. There's no plans examination there. It's simply catch as catch can. And it's the flexibility that the city attorney is asking for. And certainly I am in favor of that. I think it's the way it should be handled so that if and when it's appropriate, we have the ability to proceed and we do so with your knowledge and consent.
And let me just mention a couple of other things. We would handle this in-house, so we wouldn't farm this out to outside counsel. The costs of litigation would be fairly nominal and within the manager's expenditure authority. Since we'd be enforcing the Florida Building Code, we have a source of funds to pay for those nominal costs. And Mr. Morris and I have already talked with the building official. We're not necessarily going to pursue this as a one-track remedy. There are expedited code enforcement processes that could be available, and it's possible that that these facts warrant emergency action by the building official in terms of condemning the building under the International Property Maintenance Code as well. So we just want to have all of the tools that we need to proceed expeditiously. And I'd like to read out the title of a resolution for you because the clerk and I have talked before, and every now and then we've done motions without having pre-prepared resolutions. And for record keeping, if nothing else, it may be helpful to have a title to a resolution read into the record. So here's my recommended resolution that I'm asking you to approve. And I have to get back on that page. My apologies. It's a resolution authorizing the city attorney or designee to file on the city's behalf a lawsuit in local circuit court against the owner of the former SunTrust building located at 501 North Grandview Avenue and any other necessary parties to enjoin unpermitted construction activity at the building as reasonably necessary to ensure compliance with the Florida Building Code in accordance with Florida Statute Section 553.80. That's the resolution that I'd ask that you do.
Second.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. This is a procedural matter.
No, you'll need to, you would need to ask for public comment.
All right, we'll take public comment.
And I want you to know, you are going to have some paperwork. I have one for every commission member, the city clerk, the city attorney, and the city manager. Perfect.
ID yourself.
I'm going to. I had to. I remember who I am. Thank you. I'm waiting for them to.
Yeah, we won't start.
Okay, Tracy Remark, 815 North Oleander. I am speaking as someone who has seen what is happening at this building, and I am going to start with words that are not mine, actually. In quotes, it is not safe or structurally sound to cut small portions out of large fixed windows and multi-story buildings for a window AC unit, no matter whether it is tempered safety glass or laminated glass. Doing so destroys the weatherproofing and weakens the full glass pane in the entire window. It also compromises the structural integrity of both the glass pane and the surrounding frame. Cutting the small portion or any portion out breaks the unified structural strength of the window. Both the pane and the frame can crack or outright break at any time. This is a violation of the international and the national building codes and attested to, and I've given you the several key associations, but the one to really note is the North American Fenestration Standard, and it is the primary industry specification governing the performance, testing, and rating of windows, doors, skylights, and related products in the United States and Canada. So you can see right here at 501 North Grandview, both the front and the back side. You can't see the two other sides. 31 cutouts have been made so far. This is hurricane season. It doesn't even need a hurricane or a tropical storm for any one of these 31 windows right now to shatter for any reason. 14 of these windows face Oak Ridge. In hurricane season, Oak Ridge Avenue becomes a one-way off the beach to the mainland to protect the people who live there. 14 of those windows are there. He has cut also, not only for air conditioners, they're putting in, when you look at the back side one on the bottom, they're actually putting in windows, fastening them to the inside that are double hung windows so they have the air conditioning, but they can also open a window because a big pane of glass you can't open. This has been, the owner has continued to work. I saw the stop work order signs. They were removed. I think John went out, John Stinson, I think he went out a second time. It doesn't matter, they're not staying. Every single pane of glass, 31 panes of glass with a cut is dangerously subject to blowing out at any time without a hurricane, without a storm. This, oh, and by the way, there are people living in there, and I know you can't see, but in this upper corner here, there's a plant for the person who lives up there. And you can see some other ones in my bigger pictures here. You can see furniture and things. And when you walk in, they are taking construction materials in every single day, still doing work in this building. So hopefully, thank you for doing the resolution. And hopefully that's what's going to be necessary, because this guy's going to ignore you. Thank you. Okay.
Is there any other member of the public that would like to speak on this item?
In light, I would like to say one thing in light of the testimony from former Commissioner Remark. I think we also need to include authorization in that resolution for me to include in the injunction complaint an injunction against occupancy of the building until it's made safe. I hadn't asked for that initially. I didn't understand that there appeared to be some residential occupants. So if you'll consider that amendment to the motion in reviewing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just need to amend your motion.
Yeah, let's just amend the motion to go with what the attorney has suggested here, please.
Occupancy. And I amend my second.
Ban occupancy in this dangerous building.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, let it be noted by saying aye.
Aye.
Those who are opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Thank you.
Jim. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to our citizen comments, the public comment forum. So our first speaker is William Smalley, and on deck is William Biddorf. Is Mr. Smalley here? Okay. Our next speaker is William Biddorf, and on deck is Tracy Remark.
Hello, my name is William Biddorf. I live at 402 East International Speedway Boulevard in the great Daytona Beach area, and I love this area. Nothing really negative to say because, you know, my commissioners, my mayor, when I have problems, you reach out to me and you all are there. Just recently, I had a problem with a car that was driving down the road. The guy shot out his battery by accident with the AR-15. And he did a U-turn and parked in my vacant lot, and he called on fire, which I have it here, which I sent you the email. I sent you the email too. So needless to say, I got it to you all. Denzel talked to me outside. He says, we're going to contact the police department because they were forcing me to fix the pavement, and they want me to cut out my concrete because of some contaminated stuff. But when I did for the police report, they did not... the officer didn't get the insurance, so I can go after the man's insurance for his car that got set on fire since he discharged a firearm through his battery. It's in the police report. One of the more positive things, I'm inspired every day I come here because you all are solving the big problems. A lot of times we forget here as residents that we're all in the same boat, but I feel comfortable with you all captaining that boat. And I wanted to tell you that I appreciate every one of you. And I know sometimes as citizens, and I've been, you know, probably hard on you all at once or twice, but you're in my prayers. I love and respect each one of you up here. In Jesus' name. And thank you, Mr. Mayor, for calling me and calling me back and helping me with that problem. I appreciate you. You too, Mr. Fietcher.
Our next speaker is the First Amendment Liberty LLC, still here. Okay. And on deck is Stacy Johnson.
Hello, everyone. My name is David, representing First Amendment Liberty LLC. So much to cover in just 3 minutes. I took a little vacation to Tallahassee and the state capitol building Monday and Tuesday. Those that know me know that yes, I had some signs with me, asking for state help with our street wanderers problem. As I came back into town, it was the same as always on ISB and US 1 and Seagrave to South Palmetto on Magnolia Avenue. 10 to 15 street wanderers holding signs, laying across the sidewalks, or just standing, swaying, stumbling, mumbling to no one. What a disgrace to see for all those coming to the area for the first time, and for all of us locals that have to see these same street wanderers for years. They are all, except for a few, career, violent, thieving, fighting with police, drug addicts, career criminals, some 15, some 30, some 80, some over 150 arrests. But there they are, free to be street wanderers. No probation, no mandatory rehab, no sobriety house, etc. Just let free onto the streets. When will prosecutors and judges be held accountable? They are not honoring their oath to protect the working, tax-paying citizens and their children. When will they be held accountable? I have had threats against my life, my car kicked, spit at, fake pretend guns pointed at me yelling, "They will get my ass." I have plenty of videos of my proof. Police have seen some of the videos and do nothing. I'd arrest him if I could, is their answer. I have been threatened to be arrested for calling police for someone using my yard or neighbor's yard as a toilet. Police come and say I am the one going to be arrested for, believe this, harassing the homeless. These people are not homeless. They have plenty of places to stay, but choose alcohol in the streets. They are street wanderers. If you choose drugs, alcohol, to be off of your medication and live on the streets are your home. You are just houseless. There are many waiting for me to announce a rally protest against the street wanderers. If they can stand on ISB and US 1 with signs, so can we. Stop giving and they go away. Stop feeding the animals. I have a video of a Miss Jones from the eviction and trespass at 224 North Hollywood telling me how she's got 3 bikes from the Lady of Lourdes Church bike program, and they transport drugs and sell the bikes for drugs. There you go, Lady of Lourdes Church, a big problem to the neighborhood. My 3 minutes are up. Thank you very much. Good night.
No Offense Media on YouTube. Thank you.
Okay. Our next speaker is Stacy Johnson. Is Stacy Johnson here? Yeah, okay. And on deck is Sonia Saylor.
Hey. Hello, everyone. So I know y'all done seen me before. And yes, I'm Stacy Johnson. Just need to get to my spiel here. So as I said, my name is Stacy Johnson. I'm the director of the Florida East Coast Supersonics Track and Field Club, and I have been here before, as you all know. I'm here respectfully asking for your support as our athletes prepare to compete in the AAU Primary and Club Championships in Jacksonville, Florida, the week of July 11th of 2026. This championship also provides athletes with an opportunity to qualify for the AAU Junior Olympic Games, one of the nation's premier youth track and field events that's going to be held at the end of July. I did send out an email to each and every one of you back on June the 18th, but I did not get a response. I'm pretty sure you all were busy because I think that was the same time as one of your meetings. but I did end up speaking with Mr. Fiescher. This season, Florida East Coast Supersonics proudly served 43 young athletes, which has increased from 18 athletes of last year. Our mission goes far beyond athletics. We mentor, encourage academic excellence, and instill discipline, leadership, and teamwork in the youth of our community. In May, our middle school boys 4x100 meter relay team was crowned Flower Middle School state champions at the IMG Academy. They represented Daytona Beach with pride, and we would love the opportunity for them to represent our city once again on an even bigger stage by continuing their journey toward the AAU Junior Olympic Games. I understand that some funding sources available in previous years may no longer exist. However, I have also seen the city's continued commitment to investing in youth organizations, including support provided to another local track program. I am simply asking that our youth be given the same opportunity for consideration. Every child deserves access to positive programs that keep them active, focused, and striving for excellence. As the mayor said, athletics are important. An investment in Florida East Coast Supersonics is an investment in the future of Daytona Beach. The return on that investment is measured not only in medals, but in the character, confidence, and success of the young people we serve. Our goal is to raise $5,000 to help offset championship travel and competition expenses, so every qualified athlete has the opportunity to compete regardless of their family's financial situation. I respectfully ask the city to invest in these young athletes as well. When you support Florida East Coast Supersonics, you are investing in future leaders who proudly represent Daytona Beach both on and off the track. Thank you for your time and your service and your consideration. We sincerely appreciate any support that you are able to provide. And I also want to state that they did send out something to us and we did not receive it, but I did speak to the city manager's secretary, and I came in today and she gave us that paperwork, and we will be submitting that from last year's donations. So thank you again.
Stacy, I'm going to say this. So I'm going to support you, because one thing that we've been trying to do up here is making sure that we're more accountable to the money that we give out. And what you have always done is brought the athletes back with their medals to show us so people can see. And so I'm going to ask you this particular time if you would do a video of, the children traveling, enjoying their trip, getting their medals, maybe out on the field, so that people will see what the money goes towards and what we support. And that way, people are not less likely to support the organization. So that's what I'm going to be asking for you to do, to bring back. And I know you always bring them back. You're one of the only you're one of the only people that bring the kids back and show and bring them up here so that we could all see their medals. And I want you to continue to do that.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
I will also be supporting. Please do what she's requested, but also you said that you've given her some paperwork. Or?
Yeah, she's going to send it back in. How they spend the money last year.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
We're going to bring that back for formal resolution at the next commission meeting?
At the next meeting, yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, our next speaker is Sonia Saylor. And on deck is Lauren Angelotti. You can give it to, she'll come get that, thank you.
I'm going to wait till you get the packets. Okay, in the packets with the pictures, I brought more photos to you showing what the tourists see when they're walking down the street, what the residents see, and what investors see when they walk down the street. Next to the pictures, you can see the laws that they broke that they should have been arrested for, that the city isn't enforcing and arresting them. They're tapping them on the shoulder for the encampments and just telling them to move. Repeat offenders need to be cited and arrested. People come here because they know they can get away with everything. When you walk down the streets and you see vagrants with knives pulling knives in and out on Main Street, scaring people. You want to know why people don't go to the boardwalk or Main Street? This is one of the reasons. You can see people go into the bathroom outside, and you can see the pictures because they're on the website. And these are all photos from all residents that are sending directly into like one person that we post it. The guy with a mask, there is a rule for that. You're not allowed to wear a mask on public ways. He should have been arrested. The poor guy in the wheelchair with his toes on the highway. First of all, there was a safety issue for him. A car can hit him. And he should have been arrested also because he's there every single day. You want to know why people don't want to come to Daytona Beach? I don't even want to live here anymore. It's so bad. And with the residents on a daily basis see this. They're afraid to go outside. We came to you guys twice. You go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court tells you arrest them for other issues. We came here and we told you to arrest them for blocking sidewalks, loitering, and you still did nothing. So you guys created this environment, and it's time that you guys clean it up because we're being neglected in Zone 2. I mean, we have a commissioner. You drive through there every single day. You have to see this. In every meeting I've been to, nothing's ever said about the encampments. And we told you we were organizing. And every day we're getting more and more letters from residents. And every day those letters go to the Attorney General. So we're requesting you guys to fix the problem that you created for Daytona. Part of the problem is also the nonprofits and the churches. You have a church that has no protocol. They're letting sexual offenders come on the property there's a school there. They're letting them sleep there. We have pictures. They're letting them drink on that property. We have a letter from a resident that was taking a kid home from school. The guy pulled down his pants, exposed himself to her and her kid. This shouldn't be going on. We've contacted the bishop, and we're going to keep going all the way up until we get it fixed. But I don't think we're asking for that much as residents. Are we? Are we overreaching to say we want to live in a safe community? Are we? And when one commissioner fails, it looks bad on all the commissioners. It looks bad on the mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Your time has expired.
Sorry. But there is a program there for bikes. We have somebody else talking on that.
Okay.
When one zone fails, because they don't do anything about it, it makes the rest of you guys look bad.
Okay. Thank
That's
you,
what
ma'am.
we're saying.
Our final speaker tonight is Lauren Angelotti.
You could just pass it around. I didn't give one for everybody. I didn't want to spend that much money on paper. It's not like.
Okay, ma'am. Come. Give him to the clerk and then come and speak. Yep.
Okay. So I think some of the pictures are in there.
Okay.
I'm Lauren Angelotti, which Commissioner Kim Strickland said I don't write emails, but I did lots of times, but you didn't answer. But that would be your first time I voted you in office, and you didn't respond. So second time, I wasn't a big fan. I didn't vote you in. So I'm here tonight on the bike program, along with Sonia Seller. I live across from Lady of Lords, okay? And accountability is great. I've been called lately the cranky lady that lives across the street. I'm Mrs. Kravitz. I love it. But I'm not, because I watch children ride their bicycles to get to Collins Park or to school or to the new elementary school. And it's a simple thing, like put the trash to the right of way. Don't put the trash on the sidewalk. I just went over, knocked on the door, could you move the trash? And it became a nightmare. And I don't want to be this person. I'm also the one that did 501. I did 501 with Sonia. We did 501, not you, Ken. I went there, took the pictures, and if you would have done it the first time I came in here, the south side would have never been cut open.
But I came up here at 11 o'clock at night. You didn't listen to me. And you may not listen to me today, because why would you? So what I see in our neighborhood is this. You give out the bikes complimentary. Everybody has one of these. Kind of explains itself. A program you can do with the nonprofits with the bicycles. And they won't have the need to chop them apart, make drug money, or even take the bicycles. What I've seen them do at Collins Park, right in the parking lot, is bring the bicycles in. And some guy's there with this particular car. I gave you a picture of him. Trish Jones didn't think it was a big deal, but our new captain does, and she'll arrest. She won't let it happen because you can't let this happen. But they're in the park. They bring their bicycles to this man. They change all the tires, the things in the bike. And then there's like 6 of them, and they left their cars sitting, the car sitting there, went on their bikes. They came back in the dark, and they sold drugs. I couldn't even believe it. I called the police to let them know. Then I see them on Wells Fargo Road doing the same thing, only the drugs are being put in here, and a police officer came and found him. And I really think that they finally got arrested. Okay, and I don't think that we should have to take this on as residents, just having to live with it. This is the big picture that everyone should see. This is part of probably what got busted, the drug deal, because all these men were at Lady Alerts for food, and the same day they got arrested at Collins Park while the children were playing a paddy wagon or whatever you call that thing where they put the people in it. That happened. And they're not Lady Alerts people. They're not Lady Alerts people. There's people there that come, somebody says, come get food, and then they bring a bad name for Lady Alerts. To me, it's really sad. So this program could help, and that's why we're here, and we would love for you as a team to help us clean our streets. It's not that difficult. Thank you very much.
Would you send that to the clerk since you didn't make enough copies for everybody so that we could read what you have?
I think I gave enough of these,
If you could email it, it would be even better, so.
Instead of giving
Because I'm
copies
not
here.
sure we got all the copies of all the pictures.
Oh, I didn't do all the pictures.
Okay. Well, if you just want to email them to me, then I can.
I don't really
Okay.
need them.
Okay.
I'll let you have these.
And that was our final speaker for this evening, Mr.
Well, thank you all for coming in to talk to us tonight. This concludes our meeting. This meeting is adjourned.